PUBG 7.1 is finally here for console, introducing plenty of new content and some old content back into the game. Vikendi returns after its makeover, new weapons, new patch notes, and even bots. Let's break down the PUBG 7.1 update. Vikendi is back and better than ever. Trains have been added and can be found moving along multiple tracks across Vikendi. There is a major train line that extends along the perimeter of Vikendi, with 6 connected tracks towards the inland areas of the island. Trains stop temporarily at train stations across the map, and a new cargo depot has been added. Reduced snow cover. Snow is now reduced more in the southern areas of the island, and as a result, snow bikes and snowmobiles have been removed and replaced with motorcycles. Dino Park has been replaced by the bigger, more spectacular Dino Land. To make room for it, Abbey has been relocated to Mount Kresnik, and Tovar and Movatra have also been removed. One more map change is now Volnova has been improved to have more cover. Weather on the map will now either be clear or snowy. Moonlight has been removed for now but will return with visual improvement updates at a later date. General map optimizations have been made as well, and you can play the updated Vikendi in custom matches now. 7.1 is a new season, and so the new Survivor Pass, Coldfront, has been released. Coldfront is your ticket to the cool new outfits in Season 7, with costumes ranging from Dinoland employees' apparel and mascot costumes to other themed looks. There's something for everyone, and players can also once again unlock community rewards by working together, so you have to be on the lookout for data discs, along with completing all the missions. The survival title system this season is being shelved, in preparation for a new system making its way in a future update, alongside the new competitive mode. We don't have any more details on that, we'll be taking a look at that in the future. A new weapon has been added called the Mosin Nagant. Now this is technically not a new weapon, it's a reskinned Kar 98 with its own look and audio, but it has identical stats. The devs are testing out adding identical stat weapons to the game to limit you finding the right guns that you prefer. Whether they stick with this method or actually have lots of unique weapons in the game is based on player feedback. Personally, I like the idea of not finding the same guns every time I play, although I do understand the more guns that they add, the harder it is to balance all of the weapons in PUBG. Speaking of weapons being balanced, the M249 has been nerfed. The gun was recently changed to be a world spawn weapon, and they've made further adjustments to the M249 in order to achieve proper balance. So to do this, the recoil of the weapon has increased by 50%. A console specific change, a controller guide improvement. Controller guide screen has been improved. Players can quickly change to their preferred preset in the system menu controller guide. The controller guide user interface has been changed to be more intuitive as well. One of the biggest changes in this update is the addition of bots to public matches. Now bots are not in every game, it depends on your skill level. It's only for players who are struggling with kills and wins who will see them in matches, although you might see them at the start of Season 7 before your proper rank is fully determined. So, ratio of bots in each match is dynamic and will change according to player skill and the matchmaking pool in each region. Bots can join all queue types, solo, duo and squads, and players will not be placed in a team with bots. Bots' actions are limited, so they can walk, run, crouch, prone, shoot, vault, swim, parachute and loot. Leaning, jumping, ledge grabbing, and the use of throwables will be added at a future date. For achievements, trophies, missions, and mastery, well, they can still be earned against bots. So actions against bots are counted towards all the missions for survival and weapon mastery, as well as achievements and trophies. Spectating bots in death cams, you can spectate them, but only after all real life players are dead. So those are all of the new content changes in the 7.1 update. Some good additions, some very controversial additions, especially the new weapon and bots, but there's plenty of other changes in this update in the patch notes, starting with performance and stability. Greatly reduced instances of hitching during gameplay and optimized the drop mesh of weapons and attachments in the world to reduce memory usage. Of course, hitching problems is a constant issue in most Battle Royale games, and they're always trying to fix it. Quality of life improvements, matchmaking can now be cancelled while browsing other menus. Slight changes have been made to button placement and visuals, and key binding for matchmaking cancellation has changed. On Xbox you now hold the X button, and on the PlayStation you hold down the touchpad. Network debug user interface has been cleaned up to be less intrusive while playing, so the network indicator icons have been removed, and the debug information is now enabled by default and can be disabled in the gameplay tab of the settings. Team Deathmatch results will now display players who recently left the match. Other changes include slight visual changes to the arcade matchmaking user interface to be more consistent with public matches, eliminated decimal points for the scores for better readability, Panzerfaust and Mosin Nagant have been added to training mode, Tommy Gun's icon has been updated to reflect the recently added rails. That just leaves us with a whole bunch of bug fixes. So fixed an issue where players were able to ads while embarking in BRDM2s in abnormal postures. An issue with reviving in first person perspective. Issues where healing and boosting prevented the passenger in first person perspective from tuning the screen correctly. Issues when lying in prone in third person perspective could add to unintended angles. Fixed an issue where players could unintentionally use assault rifles, DMRs, and sniper rifles in the motorcycle's rear seat. An issue where characters would lean to the left while driving a motorcycle after braking, destructible fences. Issues where players' cameras would detach from the character after reloading a weapon while in ads in a motor glider. Issues where players' view would momentarily be obstructed by any large backpack while in ads. Issues while holding throwables in certain situations, they could fall through the ground and emit effects for that player without the grenade actually being used. Fixed an issue where flare guns could float mid-air. An issue when a Molotov was shot mid-air, flames wouldn't propagate on the ground beneath the point of explosion. An issue where the throwable trajectory line wouldn't line up with the direction of the character was facing. Issues where the player's body could contort while aiming with a melee weapon. Issue where the rear sight scope functionality of the Tommy gun was inconsistent with the Scorpion. Issue where players could clip through walls and ceilings of buildings using the vault or ledge grab. Issues where weapons appeared in incorrect positions when a player was knocked down. Issues where water and mud effects are simultaneously displayed when characters fire a weapon in mud. An issue in Kraken where the entrance to a cave is open and displayed in player's screen but not allowed to enter. Cases where player's character abnormally earns damage while boarding a train. An issue where player characters would earn damage while colliding with other players in mid-air. An issue in Kraken where the visual state of the destructible wall or floor could look different from player to player. And issues where players could vault to an unintended location within the gym at Picado and Miramar. An issue where bullets could pass through certain walls at very long range. Issues which cause auto-fire mode to change to single after throwing a grenade in Team Deathmatch. Fixed an issue where the current season menu in the career tab wouldn't display the season data. An issue where Red Dot and Holosight didn't mention Tommy Gun under attachable weapons. An issue where the magazine mesh that is dropped when reloading sometimes doesn't show up on the ground. Fixed an issue where the ban notice text is displayed late when banned accounts attempt to re-enter a lobby. An issue when using the flare gun, the special care package user interface wouldn't light up green in certain situations. An issue where the friend function user interface is not displayed at custom match lobbies. An issue which could cause multiple map waypoints from the same player to remain visible. An issue where the DBS stats weren't being recorded in Weapon Mastery, and an issue where the Win94 kills were being recorded under the DBS stats. Fixed an issue where footsteps would be muffled after exiting a motor glider. An issue where the UMP45 gunshots could be heard further away than intended. Fixed an issue where bullet ricochet sounds weren't being played. Fixed an audio issue when shooting some rocks with a shotgun. The hit sound is different on objects with the same material. Finally, fixed an issue where the broken stone sound is not playing when throwing stones in Kraken. Guys, we're going to wrap it up there. Everything changing in PUBG 7.1 on Xbox and PlayStation 4 in this week's update. Lots of new content, lots of bug fixes and other patch notes, a couple of controversial things being added to the game, the Mosin Nagant, which has the same stats as the Car 98, and of course bots. Leave a comment down below about anything to do with the game, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time.